Alright, we are live. So, infinite computer vision. There we go. There's our website. This, bobcrates.com. This is my github.io page. There's no ads or tracking or bullshit. This is just a thing I made just for fun and for like setting up campaigns and stuff. And I was intending to do local campaigns and put all the rules here, but COVID just will not fuck off. No matter how much I want it to, it just is not listening. So the site has not reached my desire yet, but we had some stuff that we were using with Stargrave, and then I had a cool little thing for Age of Sigmar. This is my random encounter table for Frostgrave. We coded this on stream the other time. I'm going to make something similar today, and I'm also it's going to be a random behavior table. So that's going to be pretty fun. And then we're also going to figure out a random encounter table as well. So we're going to do 2 of those today, which should be pretty darn fun. Sorry, I'm not doing something lewd. I was itching my hand. Alright. So, these suckers right here, I fucking love one-page rules. One-page rules is what I want wargaming to be. Like, hard stop. Like, no qualifiers, no nothing. This stuff is great. It is literally the best way to play wargaming. Like, if you're not playing one-page rules and you're playing something else, I feel like you're missing out. Like, straight up. It's just a simpler, kind of chiller version of lots of, like, traditional, or lots of GW games, essentially. So you can use the really cool GW models, like this big old sexy knight. You can use him, but in a much more chill way where he doesn't have, like, 400,000 rules. Because as much as I hate to admit it, I'm getting fucking old. And with the wonderful concoction of anxiety and awesome inherited fuck-upness from my family. Thanks, family. Who's probably watching? See if they're watching. Yes, they're watching! Alright. Thanks, Mom. Thanks. It means that big rulebooks really fucking suck. And I'm really tired of them. So one-page rules solves a lot of that issue for me. It's simple, it's fast, it's more common sense, and it's less kind of like stuck up its own ass, which is kind of where I feel like 40k is right now. Did my mom say anything back? Oh, she didn't. Lame. I was calling you out, Mom. Alright, so this is one-page rules. This is their site. So they essentially have versions of several games. These are basically their biggest ones. These are their GW equivalents. So you've got 40k, Kill Team, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and then you have Fantasy. So like Warhammer Fantasy. But the campaign we're going to be doing is Grimdark Firefight based, so I'm going to click on that. Did my mom say anything back? No, she didn't. Sad. Alright, and this is pretty much everything you need right here. There's a full set of rule books. We'll look at these in a second. And there's a bunch of army books. So we're going to be putting together some army lists today, and we're going to be using some of the rule books today. I also have the full expanded rule book. Let me double check. Oh, go fuck away. Let me double check that I've got that up. Hold on 1 second. I've changed the camera just because I don't trust myself to not have porn all over my computer. Because I'm a grown person. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm like completely all over the fucking place. Okay, cool, we're back. Alright, we're back. So, this is the full rule book for Grimdark Firefight. So the one you get on the website is the one you get for free, and it's like 90% of this rule book. It's everything you need to play. There's even a quick start guide so you can get playing faster. It's pretty great. What this one offers you, which by the way is $4, and that's it. This one offers you extra options for your games. So you can see all of the like advanced rolls and like the total conversions and stuff. All that's added in here. That's not what you get in the core rolls. The basic rolls is what you get for free. But I mean, we're talking $4. So how this works. Let's say you've got one model here, right? And you're going to have a bunch of models. You're going to pick one to activate. And then he's going to get to like move and then do an action, basically. And the actions and stuff are really, really simple. We'll run through a basic turn. Maybe today, but definitely tomorrow, because we're going to be playing at least 2 games tomorrow. That's my plan, is to get 2 games in so we can see some of the campaign stuff. So that way I'll go over the full rules and do like a teaching game of how to play kind of thing. But I wanted to show these rules off because they're just really simple, very clear, basic diagrams, how to choose your guys, how to play the game. This stuff is all really, really simple, really great. And it has adorable art. Look at these little rat guys. It's so cool. Really, really good stuff. So, the cool thing about this expanded book are some of these special rules. No, that's not special rules. These, by the way, these are universal special rules. So, yeah. So it's really easy to, like, learn what they do, and then you never need to learn them again. That's terrain, different ways to deploy, extra missions you can do, side missions, extra actions. These are really fun. So these are one of the things we're going to be using in the campaign tomorrow. And this is extra stuff that your guys can do besides like the standard wargamey kind of stuff. But it's really neat. So like your guys can like take aim, or they can do like covering fire, or they can like brace for being hit. You can also set them up on Overwatch. If you think of anything you could do in like XCOM, something like that, this is that kind of stuff. And it's just really cool, and a lot of these are really flavorful. So you can have like your big heavy armor or big heavy machine gun guy being like and just sort of blasting away. And if he hits anything, he does damage, and if he doesn't, he actually has a chance to like suppress them so they lose their turn, which is really cool. This is a random events table. This is a pretty beefy fucking table. This is a D66 table, so it's 55 events. They're pretty cool. Hold on, wait, is this... Where's the rest of it? Oh, I'm sorry. So the one in the campaign book is a D66 table. This is a D36 table. So I take that back. That was me screwing up. But they're made out of the same kind of events, which is pretty cool. Some of these I don't... Some of these I'm not super into, which is why we're going to code our own random event table today. Specifically, I don't like the ones where your guys just take wounds. I don't think that's very fun. And I don't think it's very conducive of like having a good time. So we're going to basically get rid of those. But we'll keep these same kind of things, so we'll refer back to this when we're making our events. I'm sad my mom didn't say anything. I was giving her crap. This is battlefield conditions. We're not going to be using these. They are neat though, but we're not going to be using them. This is different terrain effects if you want to use them. This is some fog of war effects. Some of these are really, really freaking cool. The ebb and flow here, this one is specifically the activation scheme from Bolt Action. So if you wanted, you could basically play 40k with the Bolt Action activation. Like, that's like perfect. That's kind of what everyone says they would really just want in a game, but it's here. You just have to go through and pick the options. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. This is the tactical phase from old Kill Team. Nobody really cares about that one. Nobody super likes that one. This is if you wanted to use command points, which is pretty cool. We might be using command points. I'm not super sure yet. But this is one we're definitely going to be using. So this is a critical hits system. Kind of a la Battletech, sort of. But it's definitely one we're going to be using because it's super cool. So basically your guys are considered as having a certain type of weapon, and then when they roll a 6, it doesn't affect. So it's one of the things that I'm going to give to my player models when I play tomorrow. That should give them a little bit of an advantage over the enemy, because I'm going to try to like stack the enemy force against them, kind of deal. So it's pretty cool. This is suppression. This is the pinned system from Necromunda, or this mixed with like the suppression system from Legion. I'm not going to be using this. I'm not a fan of either of those systems, so we're gonna ignore that one. There's some cool rules for city fighting, how to set it up in multiplayer games, how to reduce the size of the games if you have a smaller board. I have a smaller board. I'm just going to be playing with a smaller board. It's fine. So yeah, so there's some really cool freaking stuff in here that we're going to be using tomorrow in the expanded like full rules. Specifically the extra actions and the critical hits. And the random event tables are really neat too. So, going back here, I've got a couple of things to take a look at. First off, we've got some unit cards, so we're going to have to make some units from the rulebook. I've got this printed out behind me. Oh, go away. We also have, they have an AI rules system, which is intended to try to make a competitive enemy AI. I don't give a fuck about that. What I care about is the enemy being kind of random and fun. I don't at any time want to be able to predict what the enemy is going to do. So we're going to code ourselves a random AI table today. And use that in the table I'm going to make instead of this one, because while this is a very good system for making a competitive AI, I just don't care. That's not important to me. What's important to me is that it's like random and kind of weird, and I can't predict it, which is the fun. The other thing we're going to be using tomorrow are these guys. So these are the campaign roles for Grimdark Future Firefight. There is a version of these that's sort of more tailored toward Necromunda. This one's like kind of can be used for anything, right? Like it's very general. There is a version of this specifically for Necromunda. Like if you wanted to use Grimdark Firefight and play Necromunda, you could do that. It's called Hive Wars. I think it's called Hive Wars. It's also nice. It's a nice expansion. That one you don't get for free or with the Patreon. You actually have to buy that one separate, which kind of sucks. I was hoping that would have come on the Patreon, but it doesn't. It is like $3.50 though, so fuck it. You know what I mean? It's like the cost of like a McDonald's burger. It's less than the gallon of gas. You know, like I don't care. So, how these campaigns go. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick a campaign type, or which determine like a campaign length. So this is like, we're going to play for X number of weeks. We're going to play until someone hits these points. We're going to play unlimited, or we're going to play for a certain number of rounds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically play unlimited and keep using the same guys on multiple missions. My idea is to kind of duplicate Chaos Gate, which is a like PC game, but with miniatures, right? So these are the same guys. They're going to deploy on multiple missions. You got multiple enemies. They're going to fight like orcs and necrons and all kinds of cool stuff. And it should be a good time. There's an option here for figuring out VPs if people join late and stuff like that. It's simple enough. It gets the job done. That's good. Let's see. Warbands. Warband sheet. The Warband sheet is at the end here. It just tracks XP. I'm just going to write it on the standard sheet, so I don't really care about that, and so I didn't print one of those out. So how forming a warband goes. You pick 150 points worth of guys. You pick a faction, and you pick 150 points worth of guys, one of which can be a hero. So I'll tell you what. We're gonna go ahead and can I open this in like another window? Thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Grimdark Future website. And we're going to go over the Army books. And we're going to take a look at the Watch Brothers. So, I've shown these guys off on stream before. Sorry, my mini camera is not on tomorrow, but not on today, but you'll get to see them a lot tomorrow. So, I have a 5-man kill team that I put together of Grimdark, or Grimwatch, Deathwatch, Grimdark Watch, Deathwatch. Yeah, they're Deathwatch. 5-man team with Deathwatch that I put together. Kit bashed up, gave them some extra supplies. They're all pretty fun. They have some extra stuff to try to indicate like what factions I came from and stuff. So it's pretty cool. So we're going to be using them as our base today. So in one-page rules, they're referred to as Watch Brothers because they're the Death Watch Space Marine brothers. But so they're Watch Brothers. So we're going to make a list. I'm going to zoom in because I'm feeling very old today. I apologize. I feel old and broken. My back really hurts. And I just, yeah. So I apologize if I complain about being old. I'm only like early 30s. But I feel like I'm made out of broken bones and itching today. And everything fucking hurts today. Anyway. Alright. So we can pick one hero. These guys only have one hero. They have the Watch Captain Brother. He comes in a unit of 1, which is what this means. Because in Grimdark Firefight, sometimes the units come in groups of more. So like if you pick certain Tyranids, for example, you don't get one guy, you get like maybe a group of 3 of them or something like that. And it's kind of cool because it makes them kind of like swarm-like and feels very thematic. Alright, so he's going to have a quality of 3 and a defense of 3. He's going to have a heavy pistol, which is 12-inch range, 1 attack, AP 1. And he's going to have a close combat weapon with A2 attacks. So 2 attacks. He is disciplined, fearless, hero, tough 3. He can have upgrades from A, B, and he's 55 points. So disciplined, all of these rules right here, all these special rules, are on the same fucking sheet. So all you need is a sheet. And you got all the rules. No giant book with 40 chapters. No. Discipline. What does discipline do? This model gets +1 to hit rolls when shooting at enemies within 12 inches. Fearless. What's Fearless do? Okay, so Fearless is actually a universal special rule. So, where is it? Is this one? Oh, come on, I had it up. Oh, it opened an edge. Ew. I didn't even notice that. That's gross. Gross, 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 gross. Where is the special rules? Where is the special rules? Special rules. Fearless. Models with the special roll get +1 to their morale tests. Super easy to look up. Super easy to figure out. How's everything going, man? You're a computer expert. You've got the knowledge of 50-year-old crammed in your head. That's just because I am super old. That's why. No, I feel very old today. So. All right. So he's fearless. He's also a hero. Hero means he can be added to like a unit. We're not going to bother with that here. And he has tough 3. So tough 3 means that instead of 1 wound, like everything has in one-page rules, he has 3 wounds. So, he will basically take extra to get taken out. And then he can pick upgrades from A, which is right here, and B, which is right below it. So, let's go ahead and we're going to actually write him down on the sheet. We're going to put our unit together, since we got this up. We're going to do it. Got my sheet. Got my sheet. Alright. Let's see. Oh. My camera apparently decided to take a nap. You gonna work? No? Okay. Hold on. Let's figure out why you're not working. Why you're not working. 1 second. Why are you not working? Oh, there we go. Oh, I apparently screwed that up. Alright. Story of the day. Screwing everything up. My other camera is actually unplugged right now because I don't have enough outlets to run my mouse and the camera, so... yeah. Alright, so here we go. We have our sheets, right? Loving the one-page rules. So far, wording isn't stupid. Agreed. 100% agreed. Alright, so, what do we got? One of the things I will be doing this afternoon is lots and lots of craft room cleanup so that I actually can play tomorrow, because it is a fucking mess here. Okay, so we got our rolls here, right? We got our roll sheets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce back and forth. So this guy... Alright, so this is my captain. Alright. Let's grab the model. So this is the model. Right there. So he's going to need a fun name. So we'll come up with a cool name for him. He used to be a Howling Banshee. Not Howling Banshee, Howling Griffin. So he's the captain. So I'll mark him down. He has 3+. So I'm writing that down. 3+, 3+. Alright, and then he has a power sword, which is a close combat weapon. So CCW, attacks 2. And then he's got a special gun, so he's extra points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, he doesn't have a spear rifle or an energy spear or a combat shield. He does see. He has a heavy rifle with a special attachment. So he has a heavy rifle, so I'll write that down. H rifle, which is 24 inches. A1, AP1. So A1, AP1. Okay, cool. Alright, and then he has a Melta attachment on it, because that's badass as hell. So he has, let's see, Fusion mod, Gravity mod, Plasma mod, or Flamer mod. Ooh. We'll say, I think it's a Fusion mod, I think is the Melta. So that's going to be Fusion. 6 inches. 6 inches. Attacks 1. AP4. AP4. Just fucking badass. And then it's Deadly 3. Deadly 3. I could have written that better, but it will get the job done. Alright, and that's pretty much him done. Oh, and he's a captain. So let's make him also a captain. So, captain. And then he has once per activation before attacking, pick one friendly fighter. They can move up to 6. Okay? He has advanced tactics. This is just something that pretty much I'm going to remember. Probably not tomorrow, so we'll have all the books up tomorrow. But there we go. And then let's see. He starts at 55 points. 55 points. And then he has a heavy rifle. So 10. Plus the fusion mod is 25 additional points. So that makes him 80 points. Oh, and he also has captain. Where's the captain is 35. Oh my god, he's expensive. But he's the boss, so let's do it. So he's going to be 115. So this is our boss. He needs a cool name. Griffonicus. He used to be he was like Griffin, so I feel like he should have some kind of bird-related name. I don't know. I'll think about that. But there he goes, and he is all filled out, and that's how you fill him out. So now we get 150 points for a campaign. Let me check chat real quick. Boss model costs boss amount. Yeah, pretty much. He is. So I get 150 points for a thing. So yeah, it's basically going to be him and like one other guy, and that's going to be my whole team tomorrow. So let's try to point out some of these other guys, because we'll probably be going slightly over the 150, because I would like to have more than one model tomorrow. Alright, so there's a Watch Brother with the shotgun. So we got a Death Watch guy with the shotgun. So he's going to start. So he's just a standard guy, so he doesn't have the toughness 3. But he's still 3+. 3+, so he's going to be kicking some major ass. And he has Disciplined and Fearless, which is pretty darn cool. I could write those down here. So let me do that. So this guy has Disciplined and Fearless. This guy has Disciplined and Fearless as well. He also has toughness 3. Fearless. Alright, and then down here I'll write what they are so I don't have to look it up tomorrow. Disciplined. +1 to hit. Let's see. Disciplined was +1 to hit when in close range, right? +1 to hit. Shooting. Less than 12 inches. There we go. And then fearless is +1 to morale checks. Cool. Alright, so we've got those rolls, so that'll make our lives easier. And then, let's see. He can have upgrades from B, so let's see what we got. We've got a heavy hammer, dual energy claws, fusion pistol, flamethrower, plasma, shotgun. Alright, so he's got a shotgun, so he's going to end up being 40 points. Alright, so he's going to be 40 points. Write that down. So that'll end up putting us at 155 for these two guys. That's okay for a starting team. So that will be pretty cool. So that is his shotgun, and we'll just call him Shotgunner for now. And that's gonna be our starting team. Our starting team tomorrow's 2 fucking nerds. So we'll make sure they fight some simple stuff. And then I've got 3 other guys to add to the team as we get points for it. Alright, so shotgun is 12. A2, AP1. A2, AP1. Alright. And then, see if a close combat weapon? I think he does. He does. He's got a CCW. A2 as well. Sweet. Okay. Well, these guys, Avius? Don't recognize Avius. I'm sorry. These guys, come on, focus. Focus. Thank you. These guys are our team for tomorrow, apparently, because they are 155 points. That's as close as we can get without having one guy in our team. So we have a shotgunner, he used to be a minotaur, and Avius for like a name, like Avius. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying now. I don't know. I gotta come up with a name for him. I gotta come up with a name for the shotgunner too. They'll have names for tomorrow. And then we have our captain here. If I didn't make him a captain, I could probably squeeze in one extra guy, but I'm going to make him a captain because I think that's very fitting. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that's our 2 guys for our team tomorrow. I'm not going to write down the other guys just yet. We'll do that as they get added. It'll be like a fun thing to do as they get added. But that's our team for tomorrow. And we'll see how they do. Okay. So that's our team put together. That's how you make a team. Next up, we're going to need to make some enemies. So I'm debating doing orcs or necrons. I'm kind of up on the air, to be honest. So we might hold off doing the enemies because I'm kind of still on the fence for that one, you know. Not super sure if I want to do, because I think the orcs would probably be easier because they don't shoot as well, and the necrons are more killer. But I could also just like put a shit ton of bot swarms in, which are the scarabs. I don't know. We'll see. We might do orcs. We might do necrons. We'll see. But So I usually start off all these games fighting zombies. I'm just not in the mood to fight zombies today. Plus, I'm working on some on the 3D printer right now. Right over there, I have some like Nurgle themed cultists that I'm kit bashing together. So I'm probably gonna wait till they're done to fight all my Nurgle stuff. So it's either gonna be orcs or Necrons tomorrow. Not sure which. Maybe kind of leaning towards orcs. We could do Tyranids, but I don't know. We'll probably do orcs. I could do Gene Stealers. Yeah, I could do Gene Stealers. It's not a bad idea. But I think I'm probably gonna do orcs for Necrons. I just feel like playing with those models. Alright. So we need to make two things now. We need to make a random event table for after every round, and we need to make a random action table for the NPCs. So let's get getting. Alright, so that's Get Bash. I'm going to go over here to my website again that we were looking at earlier. And then we're going to pop open give me 1 second to pop this open. Did you uninstall Notepad++ Windows? Because if you did, I swear to God, we are going to have some words. Alright, give me a sec. Notepad++ is being done. One sec. Alright. We're back. Okay. I'm opening up some stuff. There we go. Alright, we're back to the land of computers. To the computer land. Always fun looking at your works. Thank you, I like my orcs a lot. The Reductus Saboteurs is a single on Prime tier. I actually don't have her. But maybe. Alright, so Notepad++. This is what we coded the website in last time. It's a very simple text-based editor. It's free online. It does nice, simple, you know, like because the other one's just too fucking bright. And it's a nice simple code editor without being too heavy. So my GitLab or GitHub.io free website that I'm running is entirely a static website. It's not pulling any data dynamically. It's not coded in like React or Angular or anything like that, which are also produce static sites, but it's not doing anything besides just being an HTML page. So because of that, we is this the right one? Yes, it is. Okay. Because of that, we can do it in just this simple code editor. So let's see. This is a content bar, and then this is the function for the random changing. There's some other functions, and there's our random behavior function. We're going to be copying a lot of this, which is cool. All right, content left, split wrapper. I think split wrapper is our buddy. Yeah, split wrapper, twist body, ID Varenstone, and this one's up here, twist body, Necrograve. Okay, cool. All right, so we want to grab a split wrapper. So I'm basically just going to steal a lot of this from myself. Alright. It's going to make our lives a little bit easier. Okay. Let's see. Alright, this one's not going to be Necrograve. This one's going to be OPR. Watch Brothers campaign. We're just going to keep the ID as OPR. Alright, this is an encounter generator to be used at the end of every turn in one-page rules, Grimdark, Firefight. Alright, so this encounter generator here, this is going to use a lot of stuff like spawning enemies and stuff. That was the big thing for this encounter generator. I want to do less of that in here, so we can get rid of a lot of this. So let's see. Let's go and look at the website. Okay. So what do we not need? We do not need the select enemy types. We don't need that. We can get rid of that, and we can pretty much just have this section and that section, and then a little bit of snippet below talking about it. So let's do that. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, you're gonna get rid of this. Boom, boom. We got this guy. He's going to go away too. And then we're going to grab this guy right here. We're going to put him in there. And we're going to delete him from down here. And then we're going to do that like that. Alright, so it's going to be Encounter Act OPR. The reason I'm changing the ID is because it will affect the it'll affect the function, because I want it to run different functions, obviously, because they're different. Obviously, because they're different games, so different things can happen. Like, for example, there's not much point in me giving an extra action to something in OPR because the game doesn't work that way. Let's see. D-Table 20 inspired by the ones from Stargrave, but also featuring more random effects, both positive and negative. Crew members and hostiles slim chance to buff themselves, heal or gain actions, also spawning more loot or enemies. Just gonna take that out for right now. Alright, cool. So let's save it, see how it looks. It's the one being run locally. Alright, there she is. Let's check this. Go away, thank you. NG option. NG options. Alright, min width is 15%. Why are you so big? NG encounter. NG encounters. NG encounters. Why are you so big? Twist rules. I would understand that if you were running, like flex of some kind, but you're not. Interesting. I wouldn't have expected it to behave like that. Oh well, probably just missing something. Like, weird. Alright. See, that's how I would have expected it to behave. Interesting. And then if we do NG encounters, oh, is the guy appeared not in the NG encounters table? Alright, figuring it out, figuring it out, figuring it out, figuring it out. That's what we're doing, we're figuring it out. Styling, I enjoy this part, but most people don't. Try to get these to work the same, otherwise it's gonna fucking trigger me. Ugh. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab this guy here. We're gonna throw him in the garbage. Boom. And then our buddy NG Encounters here, he's gonna get a button inside of him. Whether or not he asked for it, he's gonna get himself a button. Giggity. We're gonna save that. And then we're gonna see how that behaves. Okay. Oh! NG Encounters is the one I'm using for the whole background? Fuck, weird. Okay. Okay, okay. That's fine. We can figure that out. We can figure it 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 out. NG options. NG options. We're gonna do a little bit of changing. We're gonna do a little bit of changing. We're gonna do a little bit of changing. Goodbye, NG options. This is probably super riveting, I know. Welcome to the land of front-end work. Alright. And especially for a project you haven't touched in several months and you don't remember how it works. Because that's what this is. You don't remember how any of the CSS works. Alright, so we're going to do this here, I'd say. We're going to go ahead and we're going to grab this guy here. And we're going to make ourselves a new class. I'm going to call it Encounter Wrap. Okay. And then over here, where we find NG Encounters, we're going to make ourselves a new NG Encounters. That, I'm going to call this guy Encounters Wrap. There we go. Okay. Now, if we can look at it, Encounters Wrap. Oh, that did not save it. It's going to break the thing down below, but that's fine. Okay. Alright. I'm going to come back here. Oh, it's NG Encounter Wrap. Encounters Wrap, please. Thank you. No, we'll make an Encounters Wrap. That makes more sense. NG encounter wrap. Okay, so what this should do, yeah, there's our blue box. And then our button. I want to get this button next to the blue box. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the encounters here, and we're going to say like that. And then we're going to take encounters wrap. We're going to do one of those. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. NG encounters. Display. Flex grid. Then we're going to tell it to align items. We're going to tell it to center. We're going to tell it to justify content. We're going to tell it to center as well. These are just settings in FlexGrid that are going to make it like normalize the content so like everything lines up a little better. You see how it put them in the middle like that? And now this guy is perfectly in the middle of that guy. It's handling that kind of stuff for us without any like real pain in the tail kind of stuff. I'm going to throw this guy with 100%. There we go. Just like that. Easy breezy beautiful. Alright, let's figure out what padding is on this box, because there's a bunch of padding on it. Let's see. 16 pixels of padding. How much padding do you have? 8, 8, and 16. Yeah, she's normalized if I just remove it. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll remove that. Button support. Button support. Button support. Oh. There we go. And then we're going to edit the guy down below here to work the same way. Because I do like the idea that everything kind of works the same way here. So we're going to do that as well. Alright. Select enemies. Generate encounter. NG encounters. NG encounters. Wrap. Boop. 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 There we go. And then we're going to move our button down. Because we said we would. Get rid of that. Yep. That's encounters wrap. Our button goes right underneath of it. And now she should be looking sharp. Let's close the console. Boom. Alright. NG. Let's see. What are you? NG options. Let's find you in the CSS as well. And if you're not running FlexGrid, let's make you run FlexGrid. There's no reason for you to not be running FlexGrid. Oh, you are. Okay. You're aligning items flex start. Let's try this. This might get really weird. Yeah, it did. It's fine. It's fine. There's some empty space here, which is bothering me, but it's fine. At least the two things look the same now, which is what we want. Alright. Okay, so let's make this button actually do something now. Going down, going down. Checking chat. Speaking of, I got to start on my school stuff. Hopefully soon I'll be learning how to business code. Nice! It's always good to do your school stuff, dude. That's super cool. Alright, so these are random monster tables. This is my link Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. Yes, I'm running those through JavaScript. It's probably not the best way, but I should just turn them into regular links. But look, they're jQuery. Alright. Let us see. This is the select function, is what that is, for selecting different guys. This is the arrays for generating enemies. And for building the checkboxes. So this checkboxes here, they're dynamically built off the arrays in this guy up here. You know what? I kinda... Alright, hold on. I'm thinking. I kind of want something similar. So I can pick the enemies, and then that can spawn enemies for my team to fight. Thinking. Yeah, because I could do something basically identical, and then I would just program in Necrons or Orcs or whatever, and that way they would have a chance of spawning extra enemies that match. That's a better idea. Past me, god damn it! Why did you come up with better ideas than what I'm coming up with today? Fuck you, past me, you're a douche. Alright, so let's see. Function get enemies. I mean, we can just use the same function and I'll just add Necrons and stuff to it. So how do we want to do this? This array here, this is the only thing that needs to change between the two generator functions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this array in a conditional, and then when you click on that button, it's going to pass different array in, and it's going to choose whether or not to make it a Stargrave array or a one-page rules array. That's what we're going to do. So let me take a step back. Why was past me so much smarter than current me? Damn it. Fuck you, past me. We're going to take a step back and we're going to steal this. And we're going to... Well, it's a good thing I restyled both of them, I guess. There we go. Alright. And then we're going to program in Necrons as well. Necrons! Alright, and they're just gonna pass a Necron. Like that. Okay. Alright. And then the encounter button right here. Encounter act OPR. How am I triggering the encounter? Am I triggering off the button click? Yes. Yes, I am. Okay, so we're not going to do a conditional in there. We're going to have it trigger different button clicks off the jQuery. Alright. So boom, boom. And then we'll finish up that jQuery function so it doesn't break anything. This one's going to be OPR, like that. And then we're going to put in an encounter gen function that triggers. So we're going to say function. We're going to put it up here above both the clicks so that they both can access it. We're going to say function encounter gen. This guy like that. Alright, and inside the encounter gen is going to be is going to basically be all of this. So we're going to copy this like that. And then we're going to put it inside this function here, because this way we can reuse it. However, this needs to go away. So that's going to get emptied. And this ng each function here that's being utilized, this is going to get turned into one of the things that gets passed back. So this is going to be, this is going to have a from function and a enemy variable. So this is going to equal the, actually let's call it enemy array because that's what it is. It's not a variable, it's an array. Alright, so it's going to take enemy array and it's going to also have from function here. This declaration here, this is going to become our from function. So, from function, like that. Okay, so now we've turned this function into a universal one that we can reuse as we want to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. And we are going to get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. And we're gonna call this from function, like that. We're going to leave this check in here. We could do this universally. This is probably not the best way to set this up. Using a universal function for all generator button clicks is probably the better way to set it up. But this is fine. This is fine. Okay, so ng and len, okay, and variable function. This is this stargrave function right there, or and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab this guy. So after this is declared here, the from function is declared there. We're going to just trigger that other function, and we're going to pass it this as variable from array. I take that back. This is from function, like that. There we go. And then this guy is from array. Alright, so we're going to double check that this works. It should work currently with... Whoa. Weird. Chat got nuked. I don't know why. Weird. Okay. If you said anything since I come back to talk about chat, I apologize. I didn't see it. For some reason, chat got nuked. Alright. So, there we go. We can say generate encounter. Please select some enemies. Poxwalker. Alright, so we broke something, so let's get that fixed first. ng mons is not defined on line 272. Well, you can handle that. 272. ng mons. Digital monsters. ng mons have the power. Oh, this is on my random math to determine how many enemies go into the thing. Huh. this function's basically redundant now because it's basically just triggering one line. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna do this the really getaway then. Okay. I mean, it's what you get for not touching your code in like a trillion years. Alright, missing something after an argument. Alright, we can handle that. Digimon, digital monsters. Else if it's at line 288, which is down here. Just testing various things. Just testing various things. Okay. What I was testing there, just so it makes a little more sense. Our function to populate this is only triggering one time. It's not triggering more than once. Which is fine. So it's hitting the first instance of it, and then it's just working off that. Man, I like really busted this. Fuck me. Alright, let's take a step back. Let's take ourselves a step back. Okay. If these things are basically going to be the same, what do we want to do with them? Because there's not a lot of value in having two that are basically the same right above each other. What there's more value in is having a drop down that triggers either OPR or triggers Stargrave. That's more value. There's more value in that. All right, so we could just git stash everything, but this is fine. Oh wait, no, I do want some of this. Shit. encounters. Alright, and then we can go up here and just get rid of this guy. Okay. Show me potato salad. Well, broke something, but it's okay. Okay. Alright, broke something. But it's alright. What is this? That split wrapper? No. Okay. Now it's split wrapper. Making sure all my tab in is good. Okay, so this guy's out of position. That's what's throwing me off. All right, cool. All right, so that'll fix the overall styling. There you go. She's back. All right, so this we gotta double check. Something's still being broken here. Let's see. NG encounter wrap instead of NG encounters. Oh, it's because we have two NG encounter wraps. Okay, cool. We can fix that. NG encounter wrap, NG encounter wrap, and get rid of this one. Don't need it. Don't want it. Get out of here. Yeah. Alright, cool. Refresh it. Man, that should have worked. What's wrong? Alright. Why are you being a douche? Dear computer, why are you being a douche? Sincerely, me. It's because I got the things in the wrong place. I'm all discombobulated. There we go. Alright. So. Alright, so we're going to turn this into a general encounter generator. And we're going to put ourselves another drop down in here. So we're going to do NG option, like that. And we're going to be like select game type. And this one's going to be OPR, and the next one's going to be Stargrave. Stargrave! They're both very good games. This one is OPR, or onepagerules. And this one down here is Stargrave. Stargrave. There we go. Cool. Alright, so this is going to be game select. That's what that's going to be. So we need a program. Option, selecty on that. So There should be an on change somewhere down here. Shit, what did I do? There we go. Yeah, cool. Let's see. Yeah, it's fine. Should be an on change down here somewhere. So it should be end cell. There we go. On change function generate enemies. Alright. Let's see. What's generate enemies do? On change function event select okay, and then it fills in this array up here. That's what it does. Okay, cool. Cool. We can use that same logic and get rid of all these console logs. Don't need all those. We can use the same basic logic. Okay. So we're gonna say game cell on change function game gen, or I guess we'll call it gen game. That's the syntax I've been using. And then up here, we're basically just going to set a value with it. So this will be variable game type. It's just going to be an empty string right now. Or I guess it needs to be set as a default to something. So we'll set it as a default to onepagerules. No, we'll make that OPR. There we go. That'll be the default for it. So we don't have to check whether or not it's been selected. As long as there's a default. Okay. And this is going to be gen game, which is just essentially going to check the value of this event. Oh, wait, where's this gen enemies one? Where else is that being triggered? Because I'm doing a couple different things here. Alright, we're not going to use the same kind of function then. It's going to be different. Because this is going to be, we're going to pass this yeah, we'll pass this the event when it's changed. So we'll pass it the event, and then we don't even need this function here. We can just trigger this game type. Game type equals, what is it, event.target value? Yep, there it is, like that. Alright, and then we will console log that just to make sure. Boom, boom, job done. Alright, cool. There we go. Alright, so now when I select a different game, I should see it in the console log. Or I see nothing. Awesome. Awesome. I bet you it's just a mismatched name. Select. Okay. Game cell. Game cell. Find next. Okay. One change. Oh, I'm not console logging anything. I was console logging nothing. Genius! That's why it wasn't working. So now we have a universal master level variable that we can use to dictate what data set shows up here. Okay, cool. So that's working. Alright, so our other select is in. Cool. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take this universal master level variable here, game type, and we're going to say if game type equals OPR, I want you to do this, else do this. What we're going to do is we're going to make this universal so it doesn't break anything. So we're going to say variable equals empty array. Empty array. Alright? And then we'll just say that that variable gets replaced with this if it's not OPR, which is cool. Actually, OPR should be the default, since the OPR is the default set, so that way it lines up. So we'll go ahead and we'll steal this and we'll put it up here in the if condition. Boom. And we'll swap this to Stargrave. There we go. Okay, so now the default is now OPR. Alright, so alright, so technically they should both work right now. So let's double check it and just make sure. Alright, I'm going to select Stargrave, I'm going to select Death Guard, Poxwalker, Poxburster. Yep, and I'm going to select one page rules, add some Plague Marines. There we go. Look at that shit go. Alright, cool. Okay, now we need to redo this array. So I think this is a D20 array. Yep. Alright, so it's a D20 array. There's some stuff in here that just will not work for one-page rules. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of these. Alright, we're going to swap this to +1 inch, +1 inch move. Or swap that to that. We're going to update this guy down here too. 1 inch move. +1 quality for the next turn. All hostiles gain +1 quality and +1 defense. Just so you have those really rare chances of really cool shit happening. So we're going to make the same thing down here. Quality and defense. Randomly on objective, give them +1 quality for next turn. We need to get rid of that. And we're gonna duplicate this and we're gonna make it defense. Alright, and we're gonna duplicate this, we're gonna make it defense. Like that. Cool. Alright. So, let's see what we got now. We have all hostiles gain 1 quality and 1 defense for the next turn. Random select 1 hostile and give them +1 defense. Randomly select a hostile and give them quality. Randomly select a hostile and give them +1 inch move. Place 1 neutral NG mons randomly on the board edge. Place 1 enemy. There's a lot of these on, let's say, on the board edge, on the board edge, on the board edge. On objective, on objective, objective. So there's a lot of these here where they could randomly spawn enemies. I don't know if I necessarily want that many of those, so we'll go ahead and we'll cut those out. So we'll make it like this. Let's see. Crew members gain 1 quality, 1 defense. Place an enemy monster randomly on an objective. These don't really need to be within any specific location because this is entirely random JavaScript chart or JavaScript function, which JavaScript rand functions aren't actually technically random, but you're talking like millions of chances here. They're more random than a dice, infinitely more random than this. So this is fine. Let's see. Select 1 crew member and give them +1 defense, +1 quality, +1 move. All crew members gain this. Okay, so this is what, 4, 8, and then we have another 6 in the middle. So that gives us 14. Alright, so these are all like buffs and debuffs and then random enemies spawning in. Let's go ahead. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of this. I don't think I want. Nah, we'll leave it in. Alright, so that's 14, so it gives me 6 more. Let's go look at the random event table, and see what we can find. Poisonous cloud, unsafe ladders, terror of the deep, bounty hunter, honor debt, lost and found. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, let's steal that. That's cool. So, these rules are all for free in the campaign thing. Let me actually make sure this one is. Let me make sure it is. Am I in the campaign rules right now? Or am I in the full rule book? Alright, I'm in the campaign rules. I only just steal from the campaign rules because the stuff in the full rule book you really should buy. So I don't want to steal anything from it. But if it's in the campaign rules, that's free, so that's cool. Oh, that's one's cool too. We use that one. So this one is you get extra stuff for selecting or killing a random enemy. That's really cool. Yeah, I think the out of ammo could be interesting. I think this one's interesting too. The like power outage. I think that's kind of cool. Alright, so that will be 3 more. So I need to add 3 more. So we'll see what else we can steal. I do kind of like the idea of the out of ammo one. Maybe it could be like a game jam or something. Gun jam or something. Select D3 random units. I think that's kind of cool. And that's 4, so now we need 2 more. Alright. Da-da-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's see. Wisdom of the Gods. That's kind of cool. Your guy has like an epiphany moment. That's kind of neat. I like that. Also, yes, I know this array is going to fail. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. Your guy has like an epiphany moment. I think that's kind of neat. And it will be good for the campaign. Oh, that's cool too. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to take out the, like, one of the spawn extra enemy ones. We're going to take out 2 of those. We're going to put some more of these in, because some of these are fun. I just really don't like that your guys take random ammo, random damage ones. They really bother me. I don't like the idea that, like, you would lose a guy just from, like, a random event and not be able to really do anything about it. Let's see. Wisdom of the Gods. Slippery ledge might be neat. Your guys just randomly fall down. That's kind of cool. So that doesn't instantly mean you're going to get damaged, but it does mean your guys are going to move around. Alright, so there's my D20 table for OPR, based partially off the OPR table and partially off my Frostgrave table. So there's a bunch of stuff in here that's just buffs. There's some random enemies that can spawn, random monsters that can spawn. Just pretty cool. Alright, let's check it out, make sure it works. And we'll get to programming the... Alright, cool. We're working. Alright, sweet. Now you can use the same generator to pick between one-page roles or to pick between different enemy types. I think that's pretty cool. This is gonna bug me though. The fact you can't read one-page rules is gonna bother me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this NG options here, and we're gonna just double it up essentially. So we're gonna take NG option and NG option like that. Option double. This is going to be NG option double. We're going to wrap the whole thing in a div like that. We're going to save that. There we go. Much nicer. Much nicer. Alright, and then we will we'll say min width 30% instead of 15. Boom, 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 boom. Like that. There we go. Now it looks nice and pretty. Nice and pretty. Alright, this is going to trigger the fuck out of me that those don't line up. So let's get those to line up. And then we'll code the encounter behavior. And this is just because this is not flex start. Why is that not just because... Oh, does this have a... This has padding on it? Does it have margin on it? Oh, it does. That's the problem right there. Do we even need to change the flex start then? Probably. And then we need to change this padding. So what was that class called again? NG encounter wrap. And this guy's going to be 16 pixels, 0 pixels. And then this guy's going to be flex start. There we go. There we go. Now it all lines up and it's pretty. Now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. Alright, so we do need to code some options for orcs and necrons still. And we need to code a random behavior table for the enemy turns, like determining what enemy is going to do every time. We need to do both of those. Still, how long have I been streaming for? I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Jesus. All right. Let's do the I'll code the guys later because I have to figure out what guys I want to play with tomorrow, and that will dictate that. Let's do the behavior table. All right, so this is going to be twist card, twist thing, split wrapper, like that. And this is going to be, we're going to finish that div up. Finish this div up, finish this div up, and finish this div up, like that. Alright, and this is going to be enemy behaviors, what we're going to call it. Enemy behavior. This is a behavior generator. This is the end of every turn. This is behavior generator to be used at every enemy activation. There we go. Cool. All right. All right. So there's our box for it. Tell you what, I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab something to drink. So I'm going Wah! We're back. We're back. So tired. Alright. We have our random generator table. Now, we need to code a behavior table. So pretty much the same thing, except it's not really going to be any choices, because I mean, they don't really have choices, right? You're going to need to be able to choose the game. It's one of the things you're going to need to be able to choose. So, alright. Let's get it rocking. We can kick this thing's ass, and we'll be ready to rock and roll for tomorrow and have a shit ton of fun playing one-page rules. Yeah! Alright, so no Stargrave. Cool. Alright, so you're going to need to be able to select the game. And then you are going to need basically just a generator and a button. So this down here, pretty much, since we already have it coded, we might as well just steal it again. So let's see, that's NG options. So this is all inside NG options. The fuck is that? Go away. Down here, right? Alright, cool. Alright. Alright. Generate behavior. And it's pretty much what you're going to need. That's going to be it. Anything else, like, I feel like it'd be too complex. Every time the enemy activates, you don't want to be like, you don't want to like be like having to change options and things. Like, that's a little too fiddly in my opinion. Maybe like choosing a total default for a team would be interesting. That might be interesting. Like, if it's a swarm team, it always runs forward. That's actually a cool idea. Fuck, why did I think of that? No. Select enemy type. We'll just call it general for now. Go. Double check, make sure that's working. Okay. Alright. That way we can have like swarm type enemies if you're fighting against like Tyranids, or like maybe more calculating enemies that play the objectives more. That's a better option. Alright, fine. Okay, let's see. Enemy encounter act NG. This is going to be behave act. Okay. Let's see. NG encounter, NG button support small, NG gen NG. This is going to be behave gen. Behave gen. Like that. Pretty much this is just going to take what's in here. We're going to say this is gen. This one's going to be stay as OPR. Okay, cool. You know what? Changing this right now will change it in multiple places, which, I mean, really... They should run different variables. But I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Fine, they should run different variables. Alright, fine. Game type. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna leave that as a bug for now. So if you change the variable down here in game type, it's gonna break it up here. Fine. I can't knowingly put a bug in like that. So it's gonna be game type behave equals OPR. Okay. If my brain was a little clearer today, I would probably just link the two drop downs together. Like if this was in React, I would just have them run the same state, so that way you can run the same variable. But whatever, gets it done. We have a lot to do still, and I've been streaming for a long time, so. Game type behave, OPR. Okay, cool. That works. Alright, now we need our function for select enemy type. This is game cell behave. This is going to be enemies, or we're just going to call this end cell, which is the one I use below, behave. There we go. Yeah, say game save. This is like literally the worst way to do this, but fuck it. I've been going for a while and I'm tired. Okay, so this is just going to set a variable the same way this is here. So this is going to set it's going to be end type behave is going to be gen like that. And then it's going to set end type behave equals whatever the value from the change is. So just like the function below, this guy right here, boom, there you go. So that's going to work. It's going to keep that updated. Now our button is going to be our important guy. We're going to need to change two more things for this. We're going to need to change this button, which is right here, behave gen. We're going to need to change ID behave act. So behave gen. Let's see, behave gen. It's going to need to be an on-click function, like this one here. So. All right. Behave gen. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And then inside here needs to be a conditional to select the different behavior types. So maybe we'll program in like more than one behavior type, maybe. So we'll do that first off. So, and then there will need to be an else. Then how am I updating it with this? Oh, I'm just doing that. Okay, cool. NG encounter, math encounter. +1, -1. We'll just steal this. Might as well. And we'll say math encounter can actually be outside the function. We don't need to duplicate that every time, because that's just a math random. And this will be, we'll just call it ng behave. Alright. And we'll set ng behave right here. Boom, boom, boom. We'll set that here inside the function, and then inside the else's, or inside the conditionals, we will, yeah. So this is, let's see, this is behave act, I think I called it. Yeah, pretty sure that's what I called it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so if enemy type behave equals swarm, do this, else do that, and then this is using this function here, so we need to repurpose that function. So we need to be like this equals this array, like that. And then we're going to need to do that down here as well. So this way they both have an array that's going to be custom to them. I don't think I'm going to program 20 actions into it. I feel like that's a pretty lot. I think I'm going to program 12. Okay. All right. All right. Tell you what. Let's take a step back and go look at our friend's OPR. We will take a look at their AI system. See if there's any actions we want to steal out of it. So their AI system is a big decision tree. Not super interested in that. So, logically, I need to return... I need to return a couple different things here. Okay. So let's get the basics in, and then we will fine tune it. All right. So on a roll of a 1, we would want covers. D3 toughness. D3 toughness, D3 wounds, or being stunned. Okay. That basically means it's sitting there and like recuperating for a turn. I think that's pretty good for a D6 there. We're going to swap this to D6 because we're actually going to have to program a couple of these to be alternates. And let's see. Melee units and shooting units. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how I want this to work, because... Okay, so... Alright, so we have this encounter table down here. So you pick a game, you pick an enemy type, you select enemies, and you generate your encounter. Right now, everything's probably super broken. No, there it goes. Alright, so that's how that works. This, so you're going to pick a game, you're going to pick an enemy type. From there, what do we want it to do? Do we want them to click this every time an enemy needs to activate? That would give maximum randomness. But it means you need to click it every time before the enemy activates. Which I think is perfectly fine, because you should be able to run this on your phone. It should work. The right menu might need a custom setting to fuck off, but you should be able to run this on your phone and just click it. Okay, so I think that's fine. And clicking it every time is fine. However, shooting and melee enemies are going to want to behave differently. So what we're going to actually have to do in here is we're actually going to have to program a line for shooting and a line for melee. That's what we're going to have to do. And I think OPR has like hybrid, right? Right. Yeah, decision tree, shooting, hybrid, or melee. What do they classify as a hybrid enemy? Enemy melee weapons which are better than their ranged weapons count as hybrid units. Alright, so I'll tell you what. We're just going to do it for melee and shooting. That makes more sense in my head. I don't want to understand the hybrid units thing, so we're going to ignore it. Alright, so we're going to have melee and we're going to have shooting. So what we're going to do. Now, if we have them both randomly pick, that will give maximum randomness. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Alright, so we don't need this anymore. We do need it to be a D6. So we're going to keep it as a D6 table. Like that. Need one more. Like that. Okay, so then up here we're going to have to go back and we're going to have to program melee and shooting blocks. So this is the ID behavior act. Basically just want to be like behavior act melee, behavior act shooting, like that. And then we can do this. Melee units, and the guy below here, that can be shooting units. Boop 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 boop. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool. We're gonna make this behavior table really bitchin'. It's gonna be so bitchin'. Alright, so, what other stuff do we want a swarm to do? Let's see. NG behave melee, and we're going to MG behave shooting. So I have to run off of different tables because the shooting and the melee guys should behave differently. That makes sense in my brain. Alright. NG behave melee, and then we're going to have NG behave shooting. That'll give us some more customization in the different types of enemies too. Alright, so if they're melee, they're going to let's say charge nearest unit, or no, I guess it's called rush, right? Not in range. Okay. We should say closest. Okay. Two of the options are going to be that. Let's see. Some of these I want there to be some more random, like this recovery up here. I want a similar thing, but for fighting. So, let's see. Additional charge. Or rush. Let's see, charge, weakest unit. Okay. And then we'll have one be charge like strongest. Don't feel like these are super. This one's interesting. This one's interesting. I don't feel like these are super interesting. Alright, so let's keep going with the logic. Shoot. Let's see. Advance toward closest unit. And shoot. And shoot twice. So they get extra stuff. Because, like, in theory, one of these can be a failure condition, and one of these is like a success condition. So this one would be just advance towards nearest unit and shoot. Like that. Because these are... I don't know. I'm trying to think of what these actions should be. I haven't thought this part through yet. So swarm one I feel like is going to be probably more generic. So let's work on the other one first. Okay, so let's see. I want to keep this one. I want to keep the shooting twice. Advance towards closest. If possible. See. And this one could just be flat out just rush. Toward closest unit. Objective. If no objective, rush toward closest unit. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be, to be honest, to come up with behaviors. Because you have to think about, like... You have to think about what every faction would want to do. Because, like, in theory, orcs should behave different from Necrons, who should behave different from, like, Tyranids, right? Because really, I'm trying to break a big decision tree down into like a one line, right? So there's going to be conditionals in there, you know, like advanced towards closest unit, you know, rush towards closest objective, no objective, rush towards closest unit, right? Like, there's going to be a conditional in there always, for a lot of these. It's just a question of, like, trying to not make them too conditional heavy, and also trying to make them reflect how the units would play. I think I need to think about this some more, to be honest. Thinking about how, like, each one would play. Let's make sure it functionally works, and then we'll go ahead and we'll call it. $2.98. Oh, that's why. $3.18. Oh, man, I made that error a lot, huh? NG behave is not defined. NG behave. Melee. Shooting! There we go. So this should work pretty logically. It's going to give us 2 behavior tables, one for melee, one for shooting, which I think is good. Yeah. Alright. So I think I need to think about this a little bit more. But the base bones for it are there, and I will get it done before tomorrow. I think I just need to brainstorm on it a little bit. Maybe do some hobby and think about it. Because this guy down here, the encounter generator, makes sense. So you're going to select the game, you're going to select the enemy type, you're going to select... or you're going to select the game, the enemy type, and the enemies, right? And then you're going to generate an encounter, right? So you're only going to use this at the end of every turn. This up here, you're going to use it at every enemy activation. So you're going to select the game, in case I want to make it work with Stargrave too. You're going to select the enemy type, and you're going to generate the behavior. And the behavior is going to generate stuff for shooting units and melee units. If I was to make this work 100% with the OPR, it should also do hybrid units. But I don't really understand what a hybrid unit is. I think it's a unit that can shoot, but its melee is better. Yeah, that's what it says it is, but I don't... It just occurred to me that's a boy with a shooter. is what that is. He's a hybrid unit. Shit. Oh, I got a program in hybrid now too, because boys with shootas would be hybrids because they can shoot, but their melee is better. Alright, well now I got a program in 3 results. Blah. It's fine. We'll figure it out. But I gotta think about those some more. But at least both these are up. The encounter generator here, I'm going to fill in the Necrons and the Orcs probably tonight as well. I think I want to fight Orcs tomorrow. I'm really kind of feeling like a whoa kind of shooty mode. So I think we're gonna fight Orcs tomorrow. So I'm at least gonna fill in the Orcs. And then I'll get this behavior generator working. Because right now it works, it just... I think I need to think about it a little more. Because we're going to have those 3 types of enemies, not just the 2. We're going to have the hybrid too, because Orc Boys are a hybrid unit. Because their Choppa is better than their Shoota. But they do have the Shoota, so they should try to use it. So, yeah. So what we're probably going to do is... I want to fight Orcs tomorrow. So we're going to turn this from... Let's see, where is it? We're going to turn this from general. We're just going to program the 1 right now, right? I'm just going to call it Orc. And we'll have the default be that as well. Orc. And then we'll just have 1 for now, so we'll get rid of this. And we'll say if swarm, do this, otherwise do Orc. But you're not gonna have the ability to select swarm, so it doesn't matter. And then we'll have Orc down here, and then we'll add another array for hybrid. Like that. And then we will update hybrid as well. Here. Boop. Hybrid. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this in a span. Like that. Boop, 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 boop. And we're going to say this is... I don't know. Bold. We'll just act bold. That's fine. We'll do that. Boom, boom. So what this is going to let us do, I think there's too much. Like dark, so I want to get rid of that. All right, so we're going to have this be hybrid like that. And then we're going to go look at the classes for this and see what it has. Sorry, I said I said I was wrapping up, but let's go ahead and let's work on it a little bit more. And then when it's time to just program the thing, I'll program it, and I'll come up with how I want it to think. Because I have to think about that a little bit. Okay. So NG encounter here, we're going to replace the name of that. We're going to call it NG encounter bold. Boom. Boom. Look at that. Okay. Encounter. And And this is going to be NG encounter bold, like that. We're going to do that. Boom. Sweet. Alright, cool. Refresh. Thank you. It's going to select hooligan. Okay. So that's not working, but that's fine. We can figure that out. NG encounter. I messed up the CSS somewhere. There we go. Screwed up the CSS file after that point. Alright. Still messing something up. Let's see. Span class, NG encounter, bold. It's not getting NG encounter bold though, so I must have typed something wrong. I did. Okay. Also, this stuff I think is text align center. I want to get rid of that. I want to make it left. Let's see. It's NG dash encounter bold. Yeah, I keep swapping between dashes and camel case. I really shouldn't be doing this. You can see just how, like, I don't know, how much little planning I'm putting into this and kind of just doing it like 100% on the fly. Cause see, this is a big fuck up. There should be NG dash encounter dash bold without any caps. I should be keeping that normalized across all my coding, and I'm just not. Cool. Alright. Still screwing something up. Still not getting NG encounter bold. Where am I? Look, see, I work and make sense in some places, and then other places I'm just like, that's one of them. Look at that. See? I did it right in one spot, did it totally wrong in the other. There we go. Alright, she'll work now. Generate. Yep, there you go. So we also, I think we want to put a little bit of padding in NG encounter. So there's a little bit room in there. So let's say padding. How's that? Yeah, that's pretty good. Border, bottom, 1px. Whoa! That was an accident. Okay. Generate. Thank you. Hit the wrong key on that one. Border, bottom, 1px, solid, gray. Padding, 8px, 0px. Maybe like, that. It's a little. Let's see, D3, D3, D3. Yeah, it's not bad. We'll do that. I like that. There we go. We'll do that. Boom. Alright, now everything is done except for programming the options. Yep. Cool. I dig it. Alright. So, I'm going to actually call it there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up with those options, and I'm going to program in probably orcs. I think I'm feeling orcs mode. I'm orcs mode engaged. So I think we'll do that, and then we'll have an entire encounter table and an entire behavior table for our games tomorrow. We're going to play at least 2 games. I straight up might play all, like, afternoon. Should be pretty rad. But yeah, should be pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and call it there. I'm going to go have some lunch with my husband. And, yeah. And I got to get all this cleaned up so that we actually can play tomorrow. Because right now my desk is just too messy to do anything like that. So that's going to be a bunch of work this afternoon. And I have to finish programming that stuff. So, with that, I will bid you adieu. Hopefully this was slightly interesting. And, yeah.